Happy Halloween, everybody. It's me, Grimace, and you're watching The Bespoke Woodsman. Woo! So because it's Halloween, I thought I would tell you about 3 times I was scared in the forest. So the first time, I was at Mount Lowe Trail Camp. I'd hiked in about 6 miles and set up camp. And I knew when I set up camp something was amiss. Something about Mount Lowe Trail Camp. It's a place of rest, but something's happening there. You can sense that there's just a presence. Well, so I set up my camp. I set up my tent. I went to sleep at night, no issues at all. And then, at about 2:30 in the morning, I hear boom right on the top of my tent. And I get out, scared out of my wits' end, and I look around, and a squirrel had thrown an acorn at my tent. And by a squirrel had thrown an acorn at my tent, I mean an acorn fell on my tent. The squirrel was gravity. Gravity threw an acorn on my tent. The second most scared I've ever been in the woods was one of my first times ever backpacking. I was with my friend Chris. We'd gotten a late start for some logistical reasons. We were at Sequoia National Park. We were leaving Lodgepole and headed towards Twin Lakes. As we were leaving Lodgepole, we were clearing the campsite. I hear him behind me saying, "Bear, bear, bear." And I didn't know what he meant, and I look up, and sure enough, about 30 yards in front of me was a black bear. It was headed into the camp. There were signs up about bear break-ins, and it was headed to get some food. It was starting to get ready to sleep for the winter, and we were crossing its path. And I just froze. I knew what I was supposed to do. I lifted my arms up high. I yelled, "Hey bear, hey bear." I start hitting my trekking poles together, but it's still really scary. The bear doesn't back off. It's still walking towards us very slowly. I'm backing up. I'm backing up. I make eye contact with the bear. I look away so that I won't threaten it, so that it won't come towards me. And finally, after a standoff of what felt like 5 minutes, but was probably 30 seconds, it turns and walks up the hill. And then the most scared I've ever been in the woods was when I hiked out from Crystal Lake. I was headed toward Little Jimmy Campground. And nearby Crystal Lake is a penitentiary. And one of the inmates had escaped, a murderer had escaped. And as I'm hiking, you could hear the echoes of chainsaws and of children screaming as their bodies were rent asunder. That was Friday the 13th. I watched Friday the 13th. That didn't happen. So yeah, I guess just the bear thing and the squirrel thing, the acorn thing. I guess those are the only 2 times. I've only been scared 2 times in the woods, I guess. Yeah, the murderer thing, that was Friday the 13th. That didn't. Just the 2 times. I've only been scared twice, my whole life. Twice, 2 times. Anyway, I'm Grimace. This is The Bespoke Woodsman. Happy Halloween. Thanks for watching. Listen, I like hiking. I talk about hiking. I talk about backpacking. I talk about backpacking gear. If that kind of thing interests you, click subscribe. Click the notification bell. If you liked what you saw this video, click thumbs up. Otherwise, click thumbs down. Leave a comment. Tell me if you liked it. Tell me what's the most scared you've ever been in the woods. Ooh. Scary, right? Are you scared? Oogie boogie. Oogie boogie me. I'm a oogie. You're a boogie. We're on the trail, just clearing the camp, and I look up, and there's a giant party bus. Party bus! There's a party bus. I don't know.